Yep, we are live. Well, good evening and welcome. I'm Jack and I have the pleasure of commentating tonight for the ILR social race. It was a host of drivers that are currently reserved to ILR and looking to get a seat this season, but if not, definitely next season, season 4. So obviously we're going to have a wide range of times, I'd say, tonight. We've got drivers across ILR 1, 2, 3, 4 and ILR 5 for next season. So as you can see, a couple of haven't set times. JB with 1:39.3. I don't think that's representative of his actual pace, but quite a mixed bag. But it's fairly close at the front. But Hume claiming he was ILR 2. I don't think at that time he's going to be ILR 2 for 1:17.0. Safe to say he's ILR 1. But just bear with me for a second as I get these tweets out. Do. Okay, so that's the tweets out. So we are approaching the end of qualifying now, and Nigel, Big Nige, friend of Rinky Morrison ILR 4, looking for a seat in ILR 4, as Hume, well then, is set to 16.7. Wonder if that's going to take notes to Lewis and Michelangelo sitting at home in their armchairs. That is an astonishingly quick lap there for Hume this. I want to say Spanish, but I'm just being rude if I'm presuming. As we have a Crumpet, ILR 4 legend, Mr. Crumpet joining us as well as a pace setter. So it'll be a good benchmark to see. And of course, we can't forget the one and only Fat Slag. He will be returning for his potential ILR debut, re-debut, second debut tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. So Fat Slag in 4th, ILR legend. Nobody knows who he is, but apparently he is more than one driver. Only I know, and I don't think even I know. But of course, Fat Slag managed to bag a podium last season in Malaysia. Absolute masterclass in the wet. But as the times are coming in thick and fast, I think that's it for qualifying. It's going to be a dry race. I've set it to dry conditions. I want to see representative lap times. But Hume X, 1:16.7. Safe to say next ILR 1 reserve with that sort of time. Kalek, he's been racing a couple of races this season ILR 1. He's in P2. Saw a very solid time. JB22, I knew he was taking it easy, but a very promising lap time there. Could argue on the cusp of ILR 1, but more ILR 2. VSR Francis hoping for an ILR 1 time, but wasn't really that there. 1:17.7. Pretty disappointed with that. Weislake, Dutch driver, great to see him making his first league race debut. Fat Slag, JY14. Chill Drive, he's races in ERL and I think some other leagues as well, so he's got a bit of experience. Looks like he's going to be in ILR 2 next season. The Bookster as well, he could be in ILR 2 or 3. Adrian Jacko could be ILR 3 or 4. We've got Crumpet probably going into ILR 5. I think he knows it. I think we all know it. His teammate as well, Jacko, absolute disaster. There's an ILR 6, I'm sure he'll be in it. Big Nigel in 12th. Little Peace in 13th. J. Carty in 14th, the Aberdonian. Farber in 15th. A little bit off the pace there, but not too far off some of the midfielders. TJ Peter plays 20.6. Pro Opa 21.3. I don't think he only went out for one lap. So we're disappointed. Jay Fernandez, South African, in 21.6. And the judge completes it. And also Scott, ILR regular, ILR 2 driver, will start the back and will be one of the pace setters. So it'll be interesting to see. We've got a couple of benchmarkers in here today to compare against the reserves. Got a few comments coming in already, which is great. So we'll answer a few questions if it's coming in. In the live stream chat, is my mic and is the sound okay? I've got a new headset, so I'm not sure. So if you guys could let me know in the chat if it's okay, sound quality, and I'm not too loud or quiet, I can alter that now. Oh, cheers, Jake. Sorry you can get in, mate. But yeah, there we have it. So it's quite a sizable gap. 5.4 separated, but obviously some of these guys at the back will be ILR 5 drivers. So please bear that in mind as a penalty for Books. We start on P14, so a bit of work for him to do. I'm not sure. I think we start on the U Super Soft, so I'm not sure how that penalty works. A few guys win today. Great to see the chat lining up. Thanks for tuning in, boys. No, it's a social race. A couple of these guys you won't know, but you will know them next season. They've been eager. They've been buying at the chomp to get a drive. We're going to have a formation like we normally do in ILR. And I've shown the F1 credits, so that'll probably now get banned by FIA FOM. So thank you. Oh, Jake's informing me that most people in ILR 2 are getting 16s. Well then. It's good to know. I'm doing mid-17s in ILR 3, so get me an ILR 4. So on the grid now, they've got the setups on, they've got the strategy, got the fuels on the car. A quick rundown of the grid. Teams of first choice. The drivers are first choice, first come, first serve of the cars. Got Hume in pole, Kalek in second, JB22 in third, and VSR Francis in fourth. These four guys likely to be ILR 1, and it's obviously shown here. JB looks like a little bit of lag, I'm not sure. No, Wisely will be very impressed with that. He's wanted to drive an ILR 3, but with that sort of pace, who knows? That's slag in 6. JY14, Jack in 7th. Chill Drive, ILR 2 driving next season. There's a little exclusive right there. In 8th. Adam Mako, 9th. Crumpet in 10th. Big Nigel, big up Nige. I believe he's from Holland, but correct me if I'm wrong. Little piece, ILR 3 drive at the moment. Giving a little run out here to show us what he's got. Jay Carey, the Scottish man, making his league race debut today, so good luck to him. Hope it's a clean one for you. Be nervous in that cockpit for him. The Bookster, league racer, so we usual for him. Farbra in 15th, TGIP plays Peter, 16th, Pro Opa, 17th, the Dutchman, and Jay Fernandez, the South African, Turbos and Bullets, and the judge also, Turbos and Bullets, the main men for South Africa there. And Foreskin, 4-6 is in P20. Couldn't resist. Anyway, about to get going. What's your money on Foreskin getting a podium today, boys? Get your bets in. Huh? No. Yeah, no. Paul's loving that in the comments because he's a dirty bastard. Anyway, as the cars are lining up now, we're going to get down to business. Who's your money on for this race? For me, it looks like it's going to be between one of the top 4, but accidents happen. I'm sure. Will these guys be too eager to prove themselves? We'll wait and see. We're going to have the full... Let's get... As we're loading up now for the start of the race. 4 lights. 5 lights. And it's lights out, away we go at the Hungaroring in Hungary. And Hume gets a great start there, and Kalek as well, as they all go side by side down into turn 1. It's a long turn 1 here, left-hander. As it looks like Kalek's going to try and make an issue, but JB keeps it in behind. He could get a good run out here for P2. As JB could have been for the lead, as Hume's lost out big time there. As we got a little look through the rest of the field. It's JB leading for Kalek and VSL Francis. Hume slips further down the field. And there's a bit of an accident. There's a bit of an accident. There's a bit of a tank slapper there on our main man, who started pole by a few tenths, is now at the back and has it all to do. As you have the front three already starting to pull away, and JB looking very aggressive early doors. We want to get track position here. It's a very tricky track to overtake, as we know. But relatively speaking, boys, quite clean as they all come through this tricky left-right chicane. And also this tricky sector 2. It's very tight. You want to keep it single file. Keep it nice and clean on track. as we have another car off, and that is, well, and that's Cairns. One of the favourites for a podium at least today is out of this race, and two of the front runners in ILR1 reserves have had a disastrous start. So this has now opened the door for Calic, for Francis, and also ILR legend Fat Slag into P3. Chill drive, an excellent drive up to P4, 4 places up, and that is another accident as it looks like Weislig is dropping down the field heavily. He's had a bit of an issue. Don't know if he's got front end plate damage. Humay's going to be coming through this field very quickly. Looks like he's struggling with some sort of... Yeah. Is that a end plate missing? Doesn't look like it. But Humay will be moving up for the field very quickly now. So first few laps, a bit hectic. JB, absolute disaster. Calic now over 1 second ahead from VSR Francis. So this race will start to settle down. I think you're going to start to see a few different battles on track. It's going to be almost like different tier racing here. You're going to have the front 3, 4, 5 pulling ahead. In their own Califish. Fat Slag number 69, the Jewish driver there. Chill driving 4th. Adam Mako, it's a great start, 4 positions. But also a big shout out to the Books and Farborough. Both up 7 positions. Fantastic driving. Up to 7th and 8th as JB leaves session. Unfortunate accident for him. Not sure if it was contact or a tank slapper. Crumpet up to 9th. Little Piece in 10th. Nigel keeps his position in 11th. The only one not to gain or lose out. Jay Carty in 12th. TGIP plays. I just call him Pierre in 13th. And Hume in 14th. And there's a Salva round. And that is Little Piece. And we did see him in the back of the fuse, in the back of the gearbox of that Mercedes. I don't know if it was curtains with the Crumpet. But anyway, another incident for Little Piece. Hopefully he can get his act together and try and claw back into the battle for points. There's a couple of cars up here that we were right. There was a bit of damage. I don't know if JY14... He's not getting his wing changed, so that could be a bit of a disaster for him. Because he would have only paid for wing damage. But JY, Bookster, very quick drivers. Definitely in the midfield, definitely could get some points here if the race went their way. Having to fight all the way from the back. They're onto the mediums and see if they can make them last to the end. But I imagine they will have to pit again. They're going to be well off the pace though now. But we'll have the front 3 pulling away, front 4 even. Calic's getting a bit of a lead now. The ILR1 reserve raced last week in Silverstone. Got a very respectable P5, I believe. So just let him stretch his legs once again with the reserves. VSR Francis didn't have the best luck when he was given a shot a couple of weeks ago in ILR1, but it's proven his worth as we speak. And the one and only Fat Slag in P3 in this little sandwich here with Chill Drive and Francis. Chill Drive recently signed up. He's ILR2 reserve as we speak. So hopefully he might even get a shot this Sunday to race with some of the ILR2 guys. He will be able to score points as well. So you can see he's definitely got some race pace keeping with these ILR1 runners. And big shout out to Adam Mako, who's he does say he's ILR4, but I mean his TT times do say that. But at the moment, a fantastic solo drive into P5. And Farber as well, up 9 spots. 9 spots from P15 up to P6. Great start. Crumpet as well, quietly going about his business. You could see a battle here with 2 of the Red Bulls. We've got Nigel in 8th and Hume in 9th. He's got it all to do. Be interested to see if Hume can come back into this. We know he's quick, but I mean, he's stuck in traffic. Hungary's not the best place to get past the traffic, overtake these cars. Very few limited spots. We can see here, Hume's now making a move on Nigel. Will he sit behind him in the chicane? He does for the time being. It's also key. We know he's a lot quicker than some of these drivers who will be for the lower tiers. As Nigel makes a bit of a mistake, goes a bit of a tank slapper, touches the curb, and who made through? So there's experience telling right there. Nigel, I think it's his first ever league race. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Good to see him taking the plunge. He must be a bit nervous there. But now Hume, who was at the back, is all the way up to 8th already on lap 4. And he's got Crumpet in the Mercedes in his sights. It should be easy pickings for this future ILR1 driver against the ILR4 midfield driver. See him shifting down here. He's slowly on the rev counter. He's going to hit the DRS sector now. As he moves up to 6th gear, 260 miles an hour. He's going to hit the revs again up to 7. And he hits into 8th. As Crumpet goes to the right hand side, will he make the move? He's going to have to do it the long way. Crumpet is going to make him work for it. On those super softs though, he should have the extra grip and traction. And obviously there, no assist. He's got the move done and dusted. As Crumpet will fly back. Yeah, it makes sense not to. It's not his battle today, Crumpet. But if he can keep with him a little bit, that would be good. But good move from Hummus. Hume. Oh, is it Hume? Okay. Okay, cheers, Matt. Just seeing that. So as the race now starts to settle down, we're going to have trying to look through some battles. It'd be interesting to see how Hume can make his way up. Be interesting. I think once he's cleared Adam Mako, he can set sights on the top 4. I think if Khaled can just keep his head down, he might have this one in the bag. As we see, Fat Slag battling with VSL Francis for the 2nd position. Oh, he's going to look on the inside of the final corner. They're going to go side by side. A little bit of a twitchy call there from the Mercedes as they're all over the back of each other. The cars are squirming everywhere. Oh, he's nearly on the grass there, the Fat Slag. Oh, he's going to have a dirty rear end with that Fat Slag. It's a little bit wide, and he could give away position. Yeah, a little bit of a bit of a dirty slag there. Is he going to chuck up the inside here? Quick flick through the field. Bookster and JY still battling. I think they must have had an accident on track. And lap 2, they were in P6 and 7, I believe. But still doing battle on track. As we have Pro Opa. He's looking quite slow, considerably slow compared to these guys. 83 comments ready in the chat. And this could be easy pickings. Will he fight this? He's entitled to fight it. But will they have the patience? You can see we're just right on board here with Bookster. Will he make it on the chicane? It's not really a place to overtake. A Proper on the mediums. As JY makes a stupid move there. He should let him through, which he does. As Little Piece wants to get a bit of it, so good from JY there. Cut the chicane, but let him through. That's what driving's about. Fair play for him. So Pro a bit of a bottleneck right now as Little Piece is making a move on the outside. It's getting very feisty at the back. This is the battle for 14th. There's 5 cars doing half a second. This is mental. And Propa's proving the little bottleneck in it, but I think Bookster's managed to break free. There's yellows in sector 2. Fat Slag is in the pits, a bit of wing damage, but I'm sure he can pit onto the mediums, go to the end, so hopefully see a bit more from him. Unfortunate incident there in sector 1. Wasn't given enough space. Just going to see these cars, and Little Pieces getting them very feisty. And so is JY for that man. Another yellow in sector 2. I'll try and find it. Wish I had the mini-map of the track in the corners so you could see whereabouts and if there's a car stopped. And we can see a car has stopped. There's a Sauber. And it's TGIP letting the car through. So that will be the yellow flag. It's going to be very tricky for him. So no accident on track, just in being courteous, which is good to see. It's not an easy task to get out of the way, so credit to the back markers. You well wonder about it. As there's an accident there, you see the accident. And that was a bit of a silly move there from the Renault driver. I don't know why he's making that move. It looks like he's very angry in that cockpit. There's a slight contact there with the Force India. He's going to be spinning everything up now. His head's probably gone. I'd be close to it as well. Is that a little bit of a shunt I saw? Proper not making it easy for him, but it's also about making the moves in the right places. You can't expect to be given the positions. Yellow's in sector 3. So unfortunate race for JY. We know he has got the pace. There will be more opportunities as Fat Slag. Oh no. Oh no. I thought the Cairns were out there just like they were in Suzuka. He's only just recovered from an accident in Suzuka last season. The Cairns were out and they're out again. That looks terminal. No sloppy seconds for Fat Slag tonight. But anyway, back to it. 8 laps in now. 35 lap race. It's not a short race. A lot of laps. So our tyre weight is quite high. There's a lot of tracks. A lot of left and right. Sector 2 is very tricky. So tyre wear is very high. There's arguments between can you one stop, can you two stop. Personally, I think you've got enough speed. Two stops probably the best option. Super soft, soft, super soft. Pit lane's quite short, and you just need these grip around these corners. There's a lot of corners around Hungary. Fat slag fuming, so I've been told. Shame to see. But interested to see Adam Mako holding his own in P4 at the moment from Hume. Oh, is that Jamie piping up? Medium's only good for 20 laps, so then you stick on the softs for the rest. Yeah. So you can one stop. You can super soft medium it as well. Depends how quick you are now, how good you are with tyre wear, and how good you are with finding a setup that suits. Like, it is not easy to overtake. You get stuck in traffic, the two stop can be an issue. Race starting to settle down a little bit now. So we're going to probably have a few complaints, a few gripes, a few groans, but that's all part of it. Just remember, it is social, it is a friendly race. I mean, as Francis there touches the grass, so he's a bit of an issue there coming out the final corner. Will Childrive get to have a run on him? Obviously, he's got the DRS. We're right on board. I don't know if he's going to be close enough. He's not close enough. I don't know what wings Francis is running, but he's pulling ahead. Looks like Huma's got the move done on Adam Mako. I think Adam Mako probably more suited for ILR3 based on this sort of pace he's showing. Great pace from him. He's looking very solid in P5. As Farfba is in P6. Quite a lonely race. Might keep an eye on that, see if Crumpet can keep with him. Stops, drivers have stopped. JY stopped twice. His race is pretty much done. TJP once. Bookster once. Position change. 4-6 up to 10 spots. Excellent drive from him. JY down 10. I'm looking at the tyres as well. JY's got on the soft, so he will have to pit 3 times. And none of the top 11 have stopped. Bookster has super softs, but he will pit again. So I'd say as it stands is really how we are for track position at this moment. All the drivers will be pitting again. It depends what we're going on to. Will we see softs or mediums? Got quite a few comments going wide. How's everyone doing in that? Crumpet in P7. He's likes making that his own. He does it in ILR4 quite a bit. He's doing very well. There's a few drivers quicker than him, but he's keeping consistent and keeping it on the track. As the few stop goes speed in the pit lane, absolute disaster class. So these guys, let's have a look at what they're putting on to. Huma is on the mediums, so JB is one stopping. Super soft mediums, like I said, you can do. So he's going long into the race, and Adamako's soft, so he'll be stopping again. So let's just see how this works out. Number 22, their Ferrari driver. Paul McGuinness will be cheering on, I'm sure. Scuderia Ferrari. Huma is on the mediums, so interested to watch his pace. I mean, my personal opinion, the mediums are dog shit around here. But here we are. And 4-6 in the McLaren for this race. ILR2 and ILR regular since the beginning of the time. Big up. The Scotsman. I want to say from Dumbarton, but I think I'm just making up somewhere for him. He's in P8 and he's all over the back of Wizlig. I'll call him the Wizard or Wizard Sleeve, whatever you prefer. So Foreskin versus the Wizard Sleeve here for P7. The battle ILR have been waiting for all these years. And oh, he's looking a bit right there, Wizard Sleeve. He's got a little looks in the inside there, Foreskin. Oh, it looks a bit tight there for him. Not enough space there, 4-6. And they're still going side by side here through the last corner as Wizlig pits there, cuts right across them. So obviously 4-6 wasn't to know. He's up to P7 and Wizlig on the top, super softs with 23 laps left. Probably going to the mediums, we'll have to wait and see. I'll keep the tyre options up and we'll see who's on what. As Hume is in again. He's 7 to stop go. Is that wing damage? It is wing damage. And his race has gone from bad to worse. As JY It's not been his day today. We know he's got decent pace though. I mean, this is F1 racing. Racing in general, so just some days it doesn't go your day. Hope the other guys do know who are taking part. It's not the be-all and end-all this race. There'll be a couple more races for sign-ups officially closed. So they've got plenty more chances, but we have an idea of their pace. Good to see Peter here, or no assists. He's finding his rhythm and lagging as well. So there we have it. The judge, South African, slowly closing the gap. Fat Slag is departed. She's had enough. She's packed up. She's had a good porking and she's on her way home. Gotta respect that. Pro Opa in P15. Hume on the super softs. He's not had the best of luck today, Hume, sorry. But he's quite clearly one of the quickest drivers on the track today. Jay Fernandez, South African as well. Great to see him racing. They'll probably be in ILR 5 next season as we look to expand to another tier. He's up to P15. Little piece, George, or Jorge in P12. Portuguese man. In the Sauber today in P12. I believe he might have pitted. We'll have a quick look. He hasn't pitted yet, so he's had a bit of a disaster. A few of the guys in front of him have, so he's faster to see that current position. Wislik in 11th. Bookster in 10th. These guys have pitted and Jay Coy hasn't, so this could be a bit of an interesting bottle night before. Obviously there's a vast difference in pace on the grid. And interesting to see, will Jay Coy actually prove as much of a stumbling block for these guys? Will he put up much of a fight? He's got a few cars behind him now. VSR Francis, his teammate for today. Will team orders come into it? I very much doubt it. I don't think they've ever spoke or know about each other. But Francis will have to just play it calmly right now. We're on board with Chop Cam as Jay Coy goes a little bit wide. Francis should make the move done, and wisely James doesn't fight that. So sensible driving, it's picking your battles, and that sort of style and attitude will take you a long way in league racing. And it's obviously you want to fight fair, you want to fight to the limit, but it's also about knowing when to. And I think he's picked the right idea there. Stick with him, try and get DRS this time, and just beat it out for a few more laps. Yeah, beat it out. Yeah. His little piece has left the session. Disaster class. Remember, guys, to get any questions in if you want to as well. The race is dying down a little bit, quieting down a little bit. So during this lull, still got 20 laps to go. It's about half an hour left. Feel free to ask some questions. James asking when the Q&A starts. Just fire him in whenever, since the start of the stream. Farber into P2, Crumpet into P3, absolutely nosebleed for the Crumpet. Or as they say in France, Monsieur Croissant. Big Nigel the Dutchman in P4, Foreskin P5, Chill Drive P6, acting one chill customer. As VSR Francis running a little bit wide there in sector 2. It's a very tricky corner. Hungary's very unforgiving on the curbs. Like, there's a few places, especially outside the chicane and the uphill left-hander. If you just hit the curbs, you can go for a spin. We've seen that a couple of times today. Little pieces rejoined. So goodbye to the Slipstream boys, as Hume has left the session. There's two ghosts in cars. That's really weird. What's the questions? We've got a questions. We've got what Corey's asking, what has been your favourite tier to watch this season? Favourite tier? Ooh. I think it's been good to watch ILR 4 progress and develop into what it's become. Been some surprises. Favourite tier though for competitiveness, over qualifying ILR 2, but I think for a spectacle ILR 1, just for some of its wheel to wheel. ILR 2 is a little bit messy at times during the race, but like over one lap pace, it's the tightest tier in ILR. Easily. Goody's asking, what tier are the top three in? The top three at the moment? I mean, they haven't pitted Goody, but I mean, Kalik is P1. He is ILR 1 reserve. He's actually next full-time reserve. So he'll be E-raced on Sunday. Farber, he is looking like ILR 3 or 4 for next season. Probably ILR 4. Crumpet is ILR 4, but will probably go to ILR 5. He's doing very well, though. 4-6, ILR 2. But if you're talking about the original front three, VSR Francis, he is reserved for ILR 1/2, and Chill Drive is ILR 2. full-time reserve. He could actually be racing the Sunday, like I mentioned earlier. Gonna watch this little battle now as Scott yet to pit. He's gonna be battling the leaders who have already pitted. He shouldn't fight him too much. He will be pitting soon. And he's gonna try and stretch to the mediums or super softs. MK Born 2000's asking, can I win a race this season? Yeah, I'd say you can. I think you need maybe a few things to go your way. You've definitely got the pace for podium, but I don't know if you've quite got the outright one lap pace. But you need a few things to go your way. You're very similar to me in ILR3. Like you'll always be there or thereabouts, but you need things to go your way to get the win, like it did for me in Australia. But there's no reason you can't. There's no reason I'd say 10, 12 drivers in ILR4 can't win a race really. Let's have a look who has pitted. So we've seen the pit window is open. Got 19 guys watching. Cheers for watching, guys. It's good to see that just for a social race as well. So I wasn't expecting that. It's a bit of fun. See some of the new guys for next season as well. So there could be some familiar faces joining us, which is great to see. Obviously, Crumpet and Farber yet to pit, as he's got a VSR Francis right on the back of his arse. Crumpet won't fight this too much, I imagine. It looks like Francis has got the deal done already. Sign seal delivered. I'm yours, is what Crumpet will be singing to Fat Slag later. As Scott looking quite tight there in the apex. Don't think he realised how close Chill Drive was. Scott's being a bit feisty, which is good. It's good to push him to see what the wheel-to-wheel's like. And Adamako racing his own race, but tell you what, doing it well in P7. A net P5. And Jake Carter P8 yet to pit. Interesting to see if these soft runners will go medium or super soft later on in the race. Does anyone remember what strategy I was on last season in Spa? Oh, I have no idea. Was it finished on the softs? I don't know, Selene. I don't know. You did really well there last year, Jordan, I saw. I don't know, mate. Was it medium softs? I can't remember. Super softs aren't too great at Spa, they kind of die off. As VSR Francis makes the move on Farber into P3. So obviously these guys want to give a good impression. They know they're on live stream. Some of them are making the first ever league race appearance. And that live stream as well tonight. So it's good to see. Good turnout as Whom has left. So I think his head's gone. Pro Opa. Quiet racer in P14. The judge in P15. TJ Peter. 16 lagging everywhere. Oh dear, let's keep away from that. Little piece in 17th. Big shout out to Fernandez up into P12. So battle of the more the lower tier drivers here. So obviously they're doing like little separate races. You can almost categorize them. So 12th down to 17th, you could say it's more ILR 4-5 pace. You got the battle between 11th and 5th or so, 4th for ILR, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Then you got obviously the ones at the top. There's a lot many ILR 1 drivers now. Obviously Hume left, so the outright ILR 1 drivers in this lobby right now are Kalik and Francis. So you can see they've obviously clearly pulled away quite a bit, which is obviously going to happen in these sort of races. Are there any sponsors interested? Not that I'm aware of, Rinky. I'd love to. I've been sniffing around. I've been looking up at a few companies, but it's quite tricky to find a sponsor and the right sort of sponsor as well. I mean, you want to have someone that's maybe sponsoring the F1 league or sponsoring the league as an entity as a whole, but you also got to think what does the sponsor get out of it? What's the target market for them? What's the audience they have? I mean, depends what they want out of it if they want to support a league. But I'm looking at it. But there's no concrete thing. We've had a few sniffs, but I just want it to be the right one because it'd be a big moment if we ever did get a sponsor, which I hope to think we'd like to do. I think that's the next big step I want to do in ILR. Just get a sponsor to help cover our website developer, our graphics team, admin team as well. I mean, and also do bigger giveaways. That's the one thing. Like the donation, sponsorship, all money coming in. It's only going to go in ILR and bigger giveaways like F1 tickets. I want to do that at some point. The F1 game, which we'll do in August, do an F1 giveaway, stuff like that. So I mean, I'm not keeping it. I've spent a small fortune already in ILR, so it's all like giving back. Sponsors would be a help my pocket a bit. I can't afford spending money going to spending money going to Russia and USA sending autographs to Iggy and Jamie. Unbelievable. But while I'm waffing on, we've got 4-6 in 4th, Crumpet in P5, and Adam behind him in P6. Adam has pitted, so I think Crumpet will be thinking about the pit stop soon. He's got to take these softs 20 laps. So he's going to try the super softs, and he is in the pits. And so is the Haas driver, who's at a snail's pace there. A bit of a disaster pit entry there for the Crumpet. Didn't know where it was, but I think the judge put him off quite a bit. But at least he ghosted. So sensible driving from the South African there. He knows he's not it's going to be blistering pace here with some of these guys, but he's got the racecraft and the race knowledge. That's so valuable. Pro Opera yet to pit. J.K. in the pits as well now. So I think everyone will be completing their pit stops. Scott in P4 yet to pit. So let's see when he comes out. I think the pit is about 21 seconds. So we're looking at he could come out. He's lost quite a lot in the undercut. So we could be looking at around 8th, I want to say. Crumpet's out at 9th. Just waiting to hear what James' question is as well. So interesting to see. But of course, if there's no more questions, obviously that's fine. But talk about the ILR Xbox as well. So obviously, last couple of weeks we announced the ILR Xbox, which is fantastic. So we've got Gauche, head ILR Xbox admin. He's that, and he's the head of that now. So he'll be dealing with all admin, penalty side of it. Of course, I'll be there to help him when I can, but I don't have an Xbox. But great guy to have aboard, and a couple of the guys from SRL. Mike Marshall doing the stand-ins. We've got Diablo and Chindrandi and comms. I'm actually delighted to see such a strong team just come together like that for our ILR Xbox. And we've got Jamie, will be a full-time website developer as well. So we're going to have a brand new spanking website for 2018, which I can't wait to see. I've seen some previews and it looks professional to say the least. It shits on my one. Well, yeah, ILR Xbox starts on just over a week next Friday. So we've got some of the eSports finalists, STS F1, so Alonso, and a couple of eSports finalists. It's bad I can't remember some of their names, but they're all racing our top Xbox tier, and they'll be taking part this Friday. So hopefully you guys can tune into that as well. I'm sure I will be. I imagine it might be on Twitch, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We're working on that. I've got a question from Rinky again. Who are in the ILR Hall of Fame? It depends what you mean. We haven't got a really strictly ILR Hall of Fame. It'd be good to get one. I was just looking for a battle here. 4-6 on Adam Mako. Scott will be looking to pit soon. He's taking these softs 22 laps. The ILR Hall of Fame. I think he's obviously just got to look at the champions, really. Got Mike Davis, IndyCar, ILR 1, Michelangelo, ILR 2. Obviously Brandon as well, and ILR 3 champion. It's obviously memorable moments and most race wins, but I think at the moment we've only been around a year. You guys just say the Hall of Fame be the title winners. Who's won IndyCar, who's won GT Sport. Obviously got Jamie in GT Sport, Michael Davis IndyCar as well. So I mean, it's just title winners really. So maybe Rinky yourself could add to the Hall of Fame if you win ILR 4, mate. That's 4-6. Wasn't making it easy there on Adamako, and he's up to a net P4. I mean, this guy's saying he is ILR 4-5 pace. The wall is over my eyes, but he won't be going in there showing this pace today. He's keeping up with the ILR 2 drivers. So very interesting to see. It's great consistency from him. He does say he's not very consistent, but today he's on the money. There's a Wiselig in P6. Great recovery drive. Didn't have a disastrous start. Scott's the only driver to pit. He didn't pit on Sunday for ILR 2. Don't ask me why, maybe his head's gone. I think it was. But will he pit here tonight? Farber in P7. Nigel, big Nige. Ahead. Rumours have it. That's Nigel Farage. Sources coming to me. That is Nigel Farage in the Red Bull in P8. The UKIP party leader is racing ILR. What's your thoughts on that? I'm shocked. I'm sure Brexiteer Fat Slag will be all over that. Crumpet in P9. Also Mr. Brexiteer for T-Wank Racing. The Boogster in P10. JK in P11. Quite a bit back from the big. He's kind of in a race of his own at the moment. He's got a back marker there, thinking Opa, so hopefully he can try and pass him. But like I said, it's unfortunate. But what I want to see is race finishes, race times as well. So that's the important thing. I'll have a quick flick through shortly at some of the race pace. You see that just for my own knowledge, really, see what people are like. Some standout drives, I think, for me today. Chill drives impressed me. Calic's very impressed me there. Very good pace. ILR1 definitely. Adam Mako, possibly driver of the day. Look at some of their tyres. Scott, the only one yet to pit. Everyone else will be going to the end now. But most drivers in super soft medium, which is interesting. And yeah, Adam Mako, very good pace. 4-6 yet to pit. I think Nigel and Dan have done very well as well. Dan's obviously on the super soft ones, Crumpet, should I say. So it'd be interesting to see if he can catch Big Nigel Farage there in the Red Bull. Surprised he's not in a British car like Aston Martin. Well, it is Aston Martin, isn't it? Aston Martin Red Bull. There we have it. Petition to get MK Bourne in the Hall of Fame. You know, since you're asking, go on then. Since there's not one, MK Bourne can be the first one in the ILR Hall of Fame. How about that? Any more questions? Let's see about a little look. Jordan's looking forward to ILR Xbox. That's great. Jordan's the first driver. So, to be honest, Jordan going in the ILR Hall of Fame. He's the first driver to compete in the PS4 ILR and the Xbox ILR side. So we compete in an ILR both tiers, which is fantastic to see. I didn't think he'd do it, but he's that keen to race in ILR. He's doing for both tiers. That's fantastic from Jordan. Great effort as well. It's great to see. It's great to see the community grow so well as well. Everyone come together. That's what it's about. That's why I created it. As we're going to look, main battle on track is Monsieur Croissant, Mr. Crumpet, the Brexiteer himself in P9, all over the back of Nigel, the Dutchman, Ricky Morris's friend. I think Rinky's tuning in for to watch Nigel put on a show. I'm not sure if he's raced for Rinky, but I think he hasn't. But he's doing well to hold off the Crumpet at the moment. It's the only real significant battle on track. A couple of guys are a couple of seconds off. Horstick is making those softs run and run. Here we are. And he's in the pits as we speak, so he's going to take them 10 laps to the super softs. Top 3 surprises of the season so far. As drivers, Goody's asking. Top 3 surprises. I'd say yourself, Goody. I'm surprised how quick you are this season. I don't think you'd be as competitive as you are. I'm tempted to say Callum in ILR1. It's me. He's really settled in well in ILR1. He's really made a go of it. I think he's at a podium. He's scored solid points each race. I think he's like 6th in the standings. I'm impressed. And I'd probably say randoms. I mean, he's never been the most consistent guy in ILR. He's had quite a few DNFs, but he's this season he's found his feet. It's on his first ever race. He's been in ILR since the start as well. So Liam in ILR4, probably my standout drivers this season. Obviously there's a few others, but if you pick them 3, they're the ones that come to my mind. As we're watching this battle still, Crumpet is not having much joy. Stuck in the day of that Red Bull. Don't have the Mercedes PU suffering in these hot conditions. We do know the Mercedes likes to clean air, likes the cooler conditions. The Red Bull's thriving. So Jamie have a say on the PU. Maybe he can't get the super soft to switch on. I don't know. So this stage of the Grand Prix, a lighter car and more grip on track, there'd be ideal conditions for that Mercedes, but not at the moment. As VSR Francis is in the pits. So that's interesting. Is he 2-stopping it? So that's the cat amongst the pigeons. See if Weiser could get past. I don't think he can. So Adam Mako is up to a net P3. He will be going to the end, I think. We're unsure. Don't know if he can make the super softs last. VSR Francis on the super softs will be going to the end. And Weiser all over the back of him. But I think that was just to move the Torosso guys come out in time. Just in that net window. So I can push on. So we can get to. Jake is asking, ILR trip to a GP. If the boys want to go, I'll go. I'd say Spain next year. Let's go. Let's do it. Bring the beers. I'll be there. What's wrong with drinking at 9 AM in the morning? Love it. I'm up for a GP if you guys are. Shamasi saying Jackson Mong. Cheers, bud. Cheers, Lewis. Love you too. as Weislig's made the move on Francis. I missed that, apologies, but Francis must have made a mistake, as he's going to try and look up the inside here. He knows he can't afford to be stuck behind him for too long, as the Dutch driver is going to keep on the inside. He's going to make Francis do the hard way. We're going to have a little on board here, as Francis is in the pits again. Well then. As Adamako is in the pits, he couldn't make the one-stop work, as I think Francis must add wing damage. Probably not, but he's not happy he's left, so it must have been an instant there with someone. So that opens up the field a little bit now. With Adamako on the super softs, Crumpet on the super softs, battle with Nigel, and he looks like he's got the move done. Nigel Farage is in tears, as there's a bit of a Crumpet bottleneck here. He's up to P5, net P5 for the Crumpet. Nigel on P6 to mediums, Scott on P7 on the freshest super softs on the grid. So he'll be looking to push on now. He's going to ride on board here through that, and you can see Nigel's there, had to cut the corner. He's missed it completely. Surely have to give the position up for that. He's getting a massive advantage. You can see Nigel struggling all over the track here. Not much grip left in those mediums. See how bad they are as well. How much quicker these super softs will be. This going Scott should wait to the back straight. Yes, Andy's asking a question. Who wins ILR title? Michelangelo's going to win the ILR 1 title. Lewis will either be called up by his mum or dad to go somewhere, or he'll bottle it. Michelangelo's his head's on now, and you watch him. I reckon he'll win by about 50 points. He did it in the first season. He just flicks the switch on and he just goes for it. Unless Lewis or Tony can throw a few spanners in the work, or he has the disasters, but I don't know, I can't see anyone but Michelangelo win ILR 1. It's a shame because there's quite a few drivers in ILR 1 that could compete up there. I mean, I think Shimasi, on his day, is one of the quickest in the grid. Tony as well. Falcon, let's not forget him. I think Noack is a very good driver. He's now to join, and let's not forget VSR Brady as well. I think I've done a provisional lineup for next season for ILR 1, and I couldn't pick a winner. As we're looking for the battle of the super softs here, Crumpet is defending hard from Foreskin. We're going to sector 3 now. It's a sweeping right left as Dan is letting Scott through. It's not finding it too hard, so that is Scott through, and now he can chase down the medium runners. We're quite a bit up the track, so we've got Wiselig 11 seconds up and Farber 4 seconds, so I think Crumpet will want to try and keep with Scott if he can. Scott's running no assists, I want to say. But 7 laps left, and Crumpet's done a very good job this Grand Prix. He's battling with a lot of ILR 2 drives. This shows how well the ILR 4 boy's done. Great drive from him, probably one of the drivers of the day. Have a little quick look at the position changes. And we can see 4-6 up 15 positions, Farber up 11, Crumpet up 4, Books up 7. A few DNFs, not many. I honestly thought there'd be more DNFs. That's good to see. And Kalik all by himself in the pink mobile. I'm sure hopefully he doesn't go fall asleep in that car, but right on board for him for a lap. ILR 1 driver next season, ILR 1 4 reserve now. You can see, oh, we had a bit of a moment there. A little issue on the curves. Just show you how tricky these curves can be. If you just catch too much of them in the car, you can go for a ride and you're a passenger then. You can always see he's lifting off quite a bit now, just kind of nesting his tyres to the end. He's 35 seconds up. He's got a pit. He's got a pit stop in it as well. So I mean, no pressure for him. Tyres do look quite a bit of green on it. There's a few comments coming in, but let's have a quick scan through the messages. Kick for ILR 3 World Drivers Championship. Likely Paga, him or Joker really. To be honest, it should be an ILR 2 on their pace, but if one of them goes up, I think they'll both have to go up. I couldn't just promote one of them. That's not fair. But it looks like they'll probably be set for ILR3 for the season. But yeah, they've been very quick this season. Joker starting ILR1, just couldn't find his feet, and then ILR2. It's a bit too much, but he's, dare I say, got his shit together, and it's good to see. So, Mur probably have a drive in ILR2 next season with Kick. As Kalik has left the session. Well then, this could get interesting. The net leader of the Grand Prix, Kalik, ILR1 driver, has disconnected from the lead. He's 34 seconds ahead. Chill Drive's 34 seconds behind. Will they be able to catch up? Yeah, I set on 60, so they're going to be quite slow. So that's going to be interesting. Hopefully Kalik can join, because he's obviously the deserved winner. Farber in P4. His 4.6 already on the back of him, so he's took 4 seconds out of him just like that in 2 laps. So I think there'll be a matter of time before this move is done. The ILR2 driver, Scott, here, stretching his legs. Good to see him. He's had a bit of an inconsistent season, him and Flexi. And also fellow Scotsman Paul, not had the best of seasons. Been more tangled up, but just not had the luck. But we know we've got the pace, and of course those boys, the ILR regulars from the beginning, so big up those lads. Hopefully some of these guys racing today will be ILR regulars for seasons and years to come. So it's about. And my throat is getting very sore now, I'll talk about myself. As Farber got the move done, and Crumpet is down to net P8, so there's a slight error. For me, he keeps slicking on the softs and super softs. Okay. Everyone stopped, and that is everyone's tyres. So as you can see, 4 sticks, Anamako and Crumpet guys to watch really. I think it says you're in Kalik, so I mean, I don't know if, I think that's your AI pitting as well, so hopefully you can rejoin, mate. It says you have on my screen. I think you might be 21 seconds. Oh no. 7 seconds, 5 seconds. The AI's pitted Kalik. Kalik's left the session. Oh no. So Chill Drive could be gifted a win here, but I think it's safe to say Kalik's our real winner today, guys. So obviously if he doesn't get back in time, we can safe to say his win was in the bag. He is losing a lot of time, so I imagine Chill Drive will take that as he joins again. So fingers crossed he can join just in time, and then he can fight it to Chill Drive for the end. Be a saucy way to finish. I've only 3 laps left, so if you've got any more dying questions or anything you've ever want to ask me, just ask me quickly. I'm gonna fire it back. Curious Cats killed me. I just thought I'd do a few questions now. It's ILR's a year old, but if not, that's cool with me. Any battles on track? And he looks like he's back in the car. So thanks to Cody / his internet, we could be given a little saucy battle towards the end of the Grand Prix. Kalik was 35 seconds up, his AI pitted, and he thought, you know what, nah, I'm going to disconnect, I want to challenge. So he thought, you know what, flick this PS4 off, let's go again, as he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. A 1:12.4. I somehow don't think it was that, but here we are. As his 1.5 will let a piece out the way, hopefully he does. He is a back market. Well, this probably will be one of the main battles on track. There's also Boogster and Adamako find out as Adamako's got to look on the inside of turn 1. As there's no space for him to make the move there. A bit of a silly move. As Boogster's like kind of... Oh, we're going to go side by side here. The sweeping long U-shaped left-hander. There's no love lost from these reserves. It's all fair though. And so you can see Books is weaving. He's trying to get a bit of a heat into those super softs. He's obviously struggling on them. It says the super soft, but I think they might be mediums. Obviously Codemaster's code in there. An absolute disaster, but it says mediums for me. And Adamako on the super softs. Crump it down in P8. I think I'd be quite happy with that. But Nigel is on his case. As a little piece finally gets out of the way for him. Little piece on the mediums. So, 2 laps left. Can Kalik catch Chill Drive, the ILR2 driver? It'll be interesting to see if he can. What's your thoughts in the chat? We've got a few laps left. It's 1 second. I think he'll do it in the super softs. He's probably a good half a second at least quicker than him. Stops off, position change, quick flick through the position changes, chill drive up 7, Kalik start P2, Wiselig up 2, Forsyth up 16. We're not going to give you driver of the day though, Scott, because you're already driving ILR. Farbo up 10, Adamako up 3, Bob's up 7, Bookster, sorry, Bookster. Crumpet in 8th, Big Nigel in 9th, Big Nigel Farage in P9. Any you Brexiteers watching, I'm sure you'll be happy with that. This is the Brexit battle, this, Crumpet versus Nigel Farage. As it says he's on the super soft, but then he says it's on the mediums and super soft, so I don't know what you guys have seen on the stream, but it seems like the car can't make up its mind what tyres they're on. And J. Kai all by himself. Fernandez minute down. A lap down on that lead, so probably be his last lap. 134. Up 7 positions, which is great to see those. Kept at it, that's just consistent. He's not the quickest guy on the track today, but I'll tell you what, he's managed to score points. Just shows you. As a pro Opa, he's not far behind, so we're interested to see if these guys can do a little battle. So one of the battles to watch on track, but I think the main battle we'll be seeing is the battle for the lead as Crumpet makes a little bit of a noise. There's a couple of battles now falling on track, 1 lap left now in this Grand Prix. This is for the net lead of the race. This is the final lap of the race. Can Chill Drive hold on? He'll try it all. He's got 7 attempts to do it. Kalik hasn't caught up as quick as thought. Can he do it? Can he do it? 5 attempts now. We're in the sector 2, a tricky sector 2. Kalik has to get this right. He has to time the apex very well. Chill Drive beyond those worn tyres. But this day air does play havoc as Farber's got a corner caught penalty in regular. It's making me think a bit. I don't know if he's going to have it in it, Kalik. Unless he makes a mistake. He's struggling a little bit to get the heat into those tyres. Unless Chill Drive makes an error, but he looks a very calm, collected driver. You'd say he's quite chilled behind that wheel. And looks like he could hold on for a default victory. But we'll safe to say Kalik had this win in the bag. But Chill Drive will take home the net victory today. As he's weaving everywhere. He'll be delighted with that. Chill Drive wins. Kalik fair. Okay, Kalik wins because I think Chill Drive's got penalty. What? So it says Kalik wins, but I don't know. The game's an absolute disaster. So at the moment we have Kalik winning by 28 seconds. I don't know what the game's doing. We'll wait for the standings to update. But Crumpet takes home a PA, Nigel P9 held some off. J. Carty's still going round, but some good battles on track. Some standout drives today from Chill Drive's done very well. I think Cody's realised Kalik should have won, so they've given him it, so we'll give Kalik the victory. Chill Drive P2, Wiselig P3, good solid drive from in. 4-6 P4, Adam Mako, great drive there in P5. Definitely not ILR4 pace, mate. Bookster P6, bit of a messy start, but he's recovered very well, so some very good pace there. Barbara P7, Crumpet P8, and J. Carty picks up the final spot, and Fernandez is finished as Judge is the final driver to cross the start finish line. Locking up that front left, no assist on, it's good to see. Bit of understeer there. The super soft do look kind of worn. He'll take on the P13, the South African, in the Hascart. And that'll be a solid drive. How do you rate my chances this Sunday? Very well, Matt. You got a good chance, mate. Obviously, LR1's very difficult. But there we go, there's a few penalties in there, so it's making me think a bit. But yeah, Kalik is the victory, it says on my screen. Even though Chill Drive crossed the line first, but here we have it. Wiselig second, Forstick fourth, Fernando Alonso 6th, Farber 7th, Crumpet 8th, Nigel 10th, James 10th, Fernandez South African, a couple of South Africans finding off, and obviously some disasters from some of the other drivers at the back of the grid. Obviously, fair social race of the season. We'll have a couple more for the end. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and hopefully do this again in a couple of weeks around Monza.